Okay, good morning. Today we discuss the new topic, that is the eighth topic. Yesterday we discussed till seventh topic, that is yesterday the topic I discussed was in trigonometry. That is the part of the what I studied, what you studied in the last session. Today is a new topic. Okay, Cartesian system of rectangular coordinates and straight lines. So Cartesian system of rectangular coordinates and straight lines. So this is completely based on coordinate geometry. Cartesian system of rectangular coordinates and straight lines. So the algebra part is certainly covered, the basic algebra part certainly covered. Okay. So complex numbers, then permutation combination, binomial theorem, quadratic equations, okay, sequence and series. The last one I discussed was about sequence and series. All this covered the basic of algebra, basics. Now we go to the basics of coordinate geometry, that is Cartesian system of rectangular coordinates and straight lines, the first topic in this. So once again I would like to tell all the students that this don't expect me to explain all the basics. I assume you have studied in the college, and you have gone for some professional courses for the entrance exams, so you know the basics, you are thorough in the basics. Okay, so here the first problem is, let PS be the median of the triangle with vertices P2, 2, Q6, minus 1 and R7, 3. The equation of the line passing through 1, minus 1 and parallel to PS is, the equation of the line passing through 1, minus 1 and parallel to PS is A, 2x minus 9y minus 7, B, 2x minus 9y minus 11 equals 0. Third option, 2x plus 9y minus 11 plus 9y minus 11 equals 0. Fourth option, 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0. So I hope you read the question. Let PS be the median of the triangle. So you know what is a median, which meets the opposite side at the mid, which bisects the opposite side. For example, you can see S will be the midpoint. Okay, median with vertices. 3 points are given: P2, 2, Q6, minus 1, or 7, 3. The equation of the line passing through 1, minus 1 and parallel to PS That is the question. So first you have to find the slope of PS in that one, then find the equation. Okay. Now you can see here, first we find, see, the slope of PS. When you know that this is a triangle, this will be the median here. This will be the median. Okay, this is PS. You can see here. Now slope of PS. You know the formula for the slope. When angle is given, it is tan theta. When two coordinates are given, it will be difference in y by difference in x. That is y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2, or y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, whatever. So it will be 1 minus 2 by 13 by 2 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 minus 1 divided by 13 by 2 minus 2. Find out, you will get minus 2 by 9. You will get the value as minus 2 by 9. Now the required line passing through 1, minus 1, the required line passing through 1, minus 1 and parallel to PS. The required line passing through 1, minus 1 and parallel to PS. Okay, parallel means slope is same. So we use the formula, a point slope formula. Y minus y1 is equal to slope into x minus x1. So y minus y1 means y plus 1 equals slope minus 2 by 9 into x minus 1. This is x, this is y, you know this is x. So here this is x and this is y. So we get y plus 1 is equal to minus 2 by 9 into x minus. So simplify, multiply by 9 throughout and all that simplification, you know, bring it to one side. You get the answer as 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0. 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0. Okay. Now once again I take the problem. Let PS be the median of the triangle with the vertices P2, 2, Q6, minus 1 and R7, 3. The equation of the line passing through 1 comma minus 1 and parallel to PS is 2x minus 9y minus 7 equals 0, 2x minus 9y minus 11 equals 0, 2x plus 9y minus 11 equals 0, 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0. Okay, so first you can see it is a median. Median means from this point to the midpoint. So S is the midpoint of Q and R. S is the midpoint of Q and R. Median means it is a line which bisects the opposite side. So we know that S should be a midpoint. So we use midpoint formula 6 plus 7, 13 by 2, minus 1 plus 3, that is 2 by 2, that is 1. So we got, once we get this, the coordinates of S, then we find the slope of S. That is difference in Y by difference in S. Here I have taken 1 minus 2 by 13 by 2 minus 2, that is here 1 minus 2 divided by 13 by 2 minus 2. It can also be taken as 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 13 by 2, and we got the answer as minus 2 by 9. Now the line is parallel to PS. It is given that the line is parallel to PS. So the equation of the required line passing through 1 comma minus 1, the equation of the required line passing through 1 comma minus 1 and parallel to PS, the equation of the required line passing through 1 comma minus 1 and parallel to PS is you can parallel means slope is same, so y minus y1, that is y plus 1, equals slope minus 2 by 9 into x minus x1. So we get 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0. So 2x plus 9y plus 7 equals 0 means it is the fourth option. I hope it is clear. Right. So we go to the next question now. Question number 2. The number of integer values of m. Okay. The number of integer values of m for which the x coordinates of the point of intersection of the lines 3x plus 4y equals 9 and y equals mx plus 1 is also an integer. See, the number of integer values of m, understand the question properly, the number of integer values of m for which the x coordinates of the point of intersection of the lines, for which the x coordinates of the point of intersection of the lines 3x plus 4y plus 9 and y equals mx plus 1 is also an integer. X coordinate is also an integer. So we have to find the number of integral values of m, integer values of m. So you know what is a integer. So a2, b0, c4 and d1. Okay. So how we do it? See. First we take the two lines here. See, the two lines are there, 3x plus 4y plus 9 and y is equal to mx minus 1. So we in place of y here I eliminate y. I eliminate y means I have to remove y. So what the best method is, y is equal to mx plus 1. In place of y you substitute here y is equal to mx plus 1. In place of y substitute here y equals mx plus 1 and simplify. That is, I have written here as solving the two equations. Solving very simple. Y is equal to mx plus 1. I am trying to eliminate y. So in place of y I put this value, that is mx plus 1, and I find the value of x. So x I will get as the point of intersection is given by, now this is x value should be an integer. This will be the point of intersection of the two lines, because I took these two lines and I solved for x. That is, I removed y. I solved for x, I removed y by removing y. Many methods are there. Here I solved for x because I want only x here. X coordinates of the point of intersection of the line is an integer. So eliminating y. So how I eliminate y? Wherever y I will put mx plus 1. So x coordinates of the point of intersection is given by x equals 5 by 3 plus 4m. If you simplify this, put the y value here. That is, in place of y, put y equals mx plus 1 and simplify for solve for x. We get x equals 5 by 3 plus 4m. Now, this x, which is 5 by 3 plus 4m, this has to be an integer. This has to be an integer means only possibilities are, among the given conditions, it should be either 5 by 1 because 5 by 1 is 5 integer, or 5 by minus 1 because 5 by minus 1 is minus 5, that's again integer, or 5 by 5 or 5 by minus 5, no other number, you can check. Even if I take 5 by 2, it is not an integer. 5 by 20, not an integer, like that. These are the four possibilities. I hope you agree. So for this to be the coordinate of the point of intersection to be an integer, the possibilities are 5 by 1 or 5 by minus 1 or 5 by 5 or 5 by minus 5. Now, because x is an integer, what happens is 3 plus 4m should be, 5 is fixed, okay, 5 is same. 3 plus 4m should be either 1, comma minus 1, 5 or minus 5. From this 4m will be, we simplify. So 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. Minus 1 minus 3, that is minus 4. 5 minus 3, 2. Or minus 5 minus 3, minus 8. From this m will be, we divide each term by 4. So minus 2 by 4, minus 2 by 4, that is minus 1 by 2. Minus 4 by 4, that is minus 1. 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2. Minus 8 by 4, that is minus 2 in all four values. So, but integral values of m are only two here, minus 1 and minus 2. Among these four values that m can have, the integral values are only two, that is minus 1 and minus 2. So only two integral values of m. So only two integral values of m. So I hope you have followed it. So once again I'll explain that. Try to understand the question properly. Any doubts, please ask. I will explain again. The number of integer values of m for which the x coordinates of the point of intersection of the lines 3x plus 4y equals 9 and y equals mx plus 1 is also an integer. 3x plus 4y equals 9 and y equals mx plus 1 is also an integer is first option A 2, second option B 0, third option C 4, fourth option D 1. Okay. Now first we find the value of x. So eliminating y. In place of y I will put mx plus 1 and I find the x coordinate solving for x. I get x as 5 by 3 plus 4m. I hope you can do it. Solving these two lines because I want the point of intersection, and in the point of intersection I want only x coordinate, so I eliminate y. I get like this. Now this should be a integer, that is 5 by 3 plus 4m should be a integer. So there are only four possibilities, no other possibility. You can check. Integer means what you know, that is either 5 by 1 or 5 by minus 1 or 5 by 5 or 5 by minus 5. Now because x is also a integer, because it is given x should be integer, these four possibilities only possible. Now for this to be possible, numerator is 5, denominator is 3 plus 4m. So 3 plus 4m should be 1 comma minus 1 comma 5 comma minus 5. That is 4m should be 1 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 5 minus 3 2 1 then minus 5 minus 3, that is minus 8. So in the same way m will be dividing by 4. Minus 1 by 2 minus 4 by 4 is minus 1, 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, minus 8 by 4 is minus 2. This all four values of m. In this integral values are only minus 1 and minus 2. So the integral values of m are only two values, that is option A. I hope you have followed it. Okay, now we go to the next question, that is question number 3. Area of the parallelogram formed. See, always when you are solving in mathematics, always keep a paper and pencil or pen and solve it, okay, so that you get the correct answer. See, area of the parallelogram formed by the lines y equals mx, y equals mx plus 1, y equals nx and y equals nx plus 1 equals a absolute value of m plus n by m minus n whole squared, second 2 by absolute value of m plus n, third 1 by m plus n, fourth 1 by mod of m plus n. So again I repeat the question, area of the parallelogram formed by the lines. So area of the parallelogram formed by the lines y equals mx, y equals mx plus 1, y equals mx plus 1, y equals nx and y equals nx plus 1. Okay, y equals mx, y equals mx plus 1, y equals nx and y equals nx plus 1. Okay, area of the parallelogram formed by the lines. You know, to form a parallelogram we need four lines. So these are the four lines. Okay, equals area we have to find formed by these four lines equals mod of m plus n by m minus n whole squared, b 2 by mod of m plus n, C 1 by m plus n, D 1 by mod of m plus n. Okay. Solving equations in this, the four vertices are actually O. How to solve them? Question comes. Okay, you take these four lines for approximately y equals mx means passes through the origin, y equals mx plus 1 you take, y equals nx you take, and y equals nx plus 1 and solve them. Two lines you take and solve them. For example, you take these two lines, solve them. Take these two lines, solve them. You take these two lines, solve them. Then you take these two lines and solve them. So you get 4 points. First these two, 1 point. These two, second point. These two, third point. This and this. So you get 4 points, and those 4 points I have given here: 0 O 0 comma 0, A 1 by m minus n comma y, B 0 comma 1, C 1 by n minus m comma y. Okay. So solving the equations here, the four vertices are 0 comma 0, A 1 by m minus n comma y, B 0 comma 1, C 1 by n minus m comma y, etc. So now OABC is equal to 2 times area of triangle OAB. So OABC will be, if you take the parallelogram OABC, it is 2 times area of triangle OAB. I hope you understand. I have not drawn the diagram here. You can take a diagram and see that. So you can see that here area of triangle OABC is 2 times area of triangle OAB. 2 times area of triangle. Here you can see OABC. I have just drawn a diagram, just rough diagram. This might be wrong. OABC it should have been. I have written OCAB. So 2 times area of triangle OAB. So what happens here? 2 times area of triangle OAB. Okay, like this. That is 2 times area of triangle is half into base into height. Area of triangle is half into base into height. So you can actually see when it is given here, see OABC. So area of triangle OABC. OABC. So if you take O here, then B here, then C here. But what you can see here is height. Height will be this thing, see, if you take it as this, so 1, because both these points 0 comma 0 and 0 comma 1 are on the y-axis. Two vertices 0 and B lie on the y-axis, and hence area half into base into height will be the abscissa of A. It will be that is 1 by m minus n, or you do in your own method. You know how to calculate by distance formula, half into base into height. Area of the triangle OAB, this is the basic, half into base into height. You are studying it from your 10th standard. So we get 1 by m minus n, and we take absolute value for area. It is 1 by mod of m minus n. That is option D. That is option D. I hope you have followed it. Okay. See some more things. That is area of the parallelogram formed by the lines y equals mx, y equals mx plus 1, y equals nx, and y equals nx plus 1 equals A mod of m plus n divided by m minus n whole squared, B 2 by mod of m plus n, C 1 by mod of m plus n, and D 1 by mod of m minus n. Once again, see area of the parallelogram formed by the lines y equals mx, y equals mx plus 1, y equals nx, and y equals nx plus 1, 4 lines. So area of the parallelogram formed will be A mod of m plus n by m minus n whole squared, B 2 by mod of m plus n, C 1 by m plus n, and D 1 by mod of m minus n. So solving equation of the 4 lines, if you solve, you will get 4 points. So O 0 comma 0, A 1 by m minus n comma y, B 0 comma 1, C 1 by n minus 1 by n minus m comma y. So how you solve these two equations? See mx equals mx plus 1. Okay, here y equals, so mx equals mx plus 1. So what you get here? Cancels. So in that way, use these two equation and then solve them again. So nx equals mx plus 1. If it one example I'm giving just how to solve mx plus 1 equals nx. So bring it to one side. So m minus n x equals minus 1. So we get 1 by m minus n. That way we can calculate all these points. So 4 points you calculate, the 4 lines you can draw, and you can calculate the 4 points which will be the 4 vertices of the parallelogram. Now area of the parallelogram OABC is equal to 2 times area of the triangle OAB. area of parallelogram OABC is 2 times area of triangle OAB. That is 2 times half into base into height. 2 times half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height. That is 1 minus 0 into 1 by m minus n. This is you have to calculate. Very simple. Half into base you can find out by distance formula. Height will be very clear because two vertices O and B. If you look at these vertices O and B, they are on the y-axis, and hence the height will be what? The height will be the abscess of A. Height will be the abscess of A. Just see why I am telling this. That is 1 by m minus n. So 1 by absolute value of m minus n. So the option 4. So I hope you understood. Still doubt is there, please clarify with me. I will explain it. Clear? Now question number 4. The triangle formed by the tangent to the curve f of x equals x squared plus bx plus b. Okay, f of x equals x squared plus bx plus b at the point 1 comma 1 and the coordinate axis lies in the first quadrant. If its area is 2, then the value of b is first option minus 1, second option 3, third option minus 3, fourth option 1. Okay. The triangle formed by the tangent to the curve f of x equals x squared plus bx minus b at the point 1 comma 1 and the coordinate axis. The triangle formed by the tangent to the curve. The triangle formed by the tangent to the curve, and the curve is f of x equals x squared plus 6x x squared plus bx. Sorry, it is not 6x, it is x squared plus bx minus b. Okay, x squared plus bx minus b at the point 1 comma 1 and the coordinate axis. So one curve is there. The triangle formed by the tangent to the curve at the point 1 comma 1 and the coordinate axis means x-axis and y-axis. You can imagine like this, the curve is there like this and the tangent is there, then here x-axis and y-axis lies in the first quadrant. If its area is 2, then the value of b is, okay, first we find the tangent. To find the tangent we need the slope. So the value of b, first option minus 1, second option 3, third option minus 3, fourth option 1. Okay. Now since the curve is given to be f of x equals x squared plus bx minus b, we differentiate it. F dash of x is, with respect to x, 2x plus b, and at the point 1 comma, I think the point of contact 1 comma 1, so here only x, so f dash of 1, that is 2 plus b. Thus the slope of the tangent at the point 1 comma 1 is 2 plus b. So 2 plus b is the slope of the tangent at the point 1 comma 1. It's clear? Now equation of the tangent at 1 comma 1, we got the slope. Now equation of the tangent is y minus y1 is equal to slope into x minus x1 is the point slope form standard equation. So I got y minus 1 equals a slope 2 plus b into x minus x1. So we get here. Now I try to write it in the intercept form. So I divide by 2 plus b throughout. Y by 2 plus b minus 1 by 2 plus b is equal to x minus 1. So I take x to one side. X minus y by 2 plus b is equal to 1 minus x minus y plus 2 plus b is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2. I take LCM here. So 1 plus b by 2 plus b, very well explained, you can understand. Now what I do is I divide throughout by 1 plus b by 2 plus b. So I'll get x by 1 plus b by 2 plus b minus y by 1 plus b by 2 plus b into 2 plus b is already there equals 1. So this cancels, we get like this. This is the intercept form now. That is x by a plus y by b equals 1. So x by a will be the x-intercept, b will be the y-intercept. So here OA, x-intercept is taken as OA. So OA equals 1 plus b by 2 plus b and OB equals minus of 1 plus b. So area of the triangle will be OAB formed half into OA into OB, half into base into height naturally, half into OA, 1 plus b by 2 plus b, half in that is into OB minus of 1 plus b, that is given to be 2. The area is given to be 2. Area is given to be 2. So I'll cross multiply here, minus 1 plus b whole squared. Here minus is there. Here I get 2 into 2, 4 into 2 plus b, that minus sign I have brought this side. Squaring and simplifying. A plus b whole squared formula, a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, and then simplifying I get b squared plus 6b plus 9 equals 0. This will be nothing but, if you look properly, it is of the form a squared plus b squared plus 2ab b squared plus 2 into 3 into b plus 3 squared. So b plus 3 whole squared 0, b plus 3 equals 0, or b equals minus 3. So we get the third option. Once again I repeat it. The triangle formed by the points, okay, the triangle formed by the points, sorry, the triangle formed by the tangent to the curve f of x equals x squared plus bx minus b at the point 1 comma 1 and the coordinate axis lies in the first quadrant. If its area is 2, then the value of b is. So first we have got the curve, differentiate it, find the slope at the point 1. I've already explained once. The slope of this will be the slope of the tangent at the point 1 comma 1. The equation of the tangent, when you know the point x1 y1 and slope m, y minus y1 is equal to slope into x minus x1. Y1 is 1, so y minus 1 equals slope is 2 plus b, x minus x1, x1 is 1. Then comes simplification. I divided by 2 plus b, then I brought x to one side like this and I simplified this, and then dividing I brought it to the intercept form, that is x by a plus y by b equals 1. X intercept OA is 1 by 1 plus b by 2 plus b, y intercept is minus 1 plus b. Now area of the triangle formed in the first quadrant is half into base into height, half into OA into OB, that is given to be 2. So half into OA 1 plus b by 2 plus b to minus of 1 plus b is equal to 2. So simplifying 1 plus b whole square is equal to minus 4 into 2 plus b. Quadratic equation I get. This will be of the form b plus 3 whole squared equals 0. That is b plus 3 equals 0. That is b equals minus 3. That is the third option. Okay. I hope it is clear. Now we go to the next question. That is question number 5. The triangle with the vertices 4 comma 0 minus 1 comma minus 1 3 comma 5, 3 points are given. Very easy question. I'll go directly. Isosceles and right angled, isosceles but not right angled, right angled but not isosceles, neither right angled nor isosceles. Right angled means it should satisfy Pythagoras theorem, one angle is 90 degree. Isosceles means two sides are equal. So I've got a, b and c. I'll find out a, b by distance formula, square root of difference in x whole squared plus difference in y whole squared. I get root 26. BC, taking B and C, because ABC forms the triangle, square root of 3 plus 1 whole squared plus 5 plus 1 whole squared, that is I get root 52. CA is square root of 4 minus 3 whole squared plus 0 minus 5 whole squared, that is root 26. Very clearly I can see here two sides are equal, so it is isosceles, as well as it satisfies Pythagoras theorem. The biggest will be the hypotenuse here, 52. So square root of square of BC squared will be equal to square of AB squared plus square of AC squared. So 52 is 26 plus 26. Hence the triangle is right angled and isosceles. That is first option. Very basic problem. Now we go to the sixth question. A straight line through the point 2 comma 2 intersects the lines. A straight line through the point 2 comma 2 intersects the lines root 3x plus y equals 0 and root 3x minus y equals 0 at the points A and B. The equation to the line AB, the equation to the line AB, so that the triangle OAB is equilateral. So that the triangle OAB is equilateral is first option x minus 2, second option y minus 2, third option x plus y minus 4 equals x plus y minus 4 equals 0, fourth option none of these. Now we take this c, root 3x plus y equals 0. If we write it in the form y is equal to mx plus c, we get y equals minus root 3x. So it makes an angle of 120 degree with the x-axis. If we take another equation, that is root 3x minus y equals 0, y equals root 3x. So y, comparing with y equal mx plus c, m is root 3, so m is tan theta. So theta is 60 degree, makes an angle of 60 degree with the x-axis. Always tan theta m, theta is inclination, it makes an angle of 6 theta with the x-axis. So the required line will be y minus 2. So the required line will be y minus 2, because it should satisfy through the point 2 comma 2. Okay, y minus 2. And also here we see that the required line, when we solve both of this, we see that, and it should satisfy equilateral. Equilateral means all the three angles are 60 degree. So the required line will be y minus 2. So simple problem. I go to the next. The incenter of the triangle with vertices 1 comma root 3, with vertices 1 comma root 3, 0 comma 0 and 2 comma 0 is 1 by root 1 comma root 3 by 2, 2 by 3 comma 1 by root 3, 2 by 3 comma root 3 by 2, 1 comma 1 by root 3. So now we take the 3 points. Okay. First we see what type of triangle it is. So we find AB by distance formula, we find BC by distance formula, we find CA by distance formula, and we see all the three are same. When all the three are same, it is equilateral. So we have to find incenter of the triangle, but in a equilateral, incenter is equal to centroid. Remember, we find that it is equilateral triangle. In a equilateral triangle, incenter and centroid coincides. In a equilateral triangle, incenter and centroid coincides. So centroid of the triangle x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So centroid of triangle ABC will be 1 plus 0 plus 2 by 3 root 3 plus 0 plus 0 by 3. So it will be 1 comma 1 by root 3. So this will be the centroid as well as the incenter because it is a equilateral triangle. So the incenter will be 1 comma 1 by root 3. That is, I think, fourth option. So these are the basics. We'll continue some more problem in the next session tomorrow. So I hope you followed it. Okay, any doubts, please ask me. Okay, write and study. Once again, I request you. So the time is up. Wind up the session. You're all the best. Thank you.